never stand still, and with it comes the opportunity to embrace new ways of living, like commuting sustainably. Curious how? Let's dive in. Welcome to the special episode of Speeding into Sustainability, how Blu Smart drives green innovation with Redis and AWS, where we dive into the world of innovation with leaders who are reshaping industries and driving transformative change. Today, we are thrilled to spotlight on an inspiring journey from Blu Smart. So let's dive right in and meet our first speaker.
Hi Manshi, welcome to Blu Smart.
Thank you so much. So here is Rishabh Sood, Chief Technology Officer of Blu Smart. At Blu Smart, Rishabh is the driving force behind innovation and transformation. So Rishabh, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And let's jump right into the discussion.
Cool.
So Rishabh, for those who don't know about Blu Smart, can you share your journey from Blu Smart's inception to becoming India's first smart shared mobility platform?
We wanted to decarbonize mobility. We wanted to do a bit of our own to help do better for the environment, as well as when you look at the mobility experience overall, the Ubers and the Olas, you would have rampant driver cancellations, you have massive surge pricing, you have very poor condition of cars, very little value for money that you are getting. So that was something where we felt that this space is ripe for disruption and we want to revamp the experience completely. And that is how Blu Smart was born. We started by thinking very differently about these problems. We built a completely full stack model with EVs, with having our own vehicles and getting the drivers coming without the vehicles onto the platform. We built a grounds up technology stack, and that is how we built the business. Spent a good 1 year building the technology in this duration. That is what eventually helped us to grow at a rapid pace.
Talking about customers, right? So how do you how your operations serve your customers? What is the impact of your operations on your customers? And most importantly, how do you measure that impact?
Yeah, so see, it's not just about customers. I mean, we have served more than 1.5 million customers till date. We have done over 20 million rides. It's about making an overall impact. So we have done 700 million plus clean kilometers, carbon-free kilometers of rides. We have saved over 50,000 tons of carbon dioxide, which would have otherwise been emitted if people were not going on EVs. We are giving employment for almost more than 10,000 driver partners today, and they don't have to bring their own car to the platform. They don't have to worry about paying the EMIs, paying the loans for it. So we have 10,000 plus happy driver partners. We have 1.5 million plus customers, all of whom have given us an average rating of 4.9 out of 5. So that's the impact which we have been able to create. We've also started an initiative on women driver partners. So we're working quite a bit on making sure they are trained, tapping into the top of the funnel and trying to increase the set of women who are coming into this space, make the profession more respectable for them. So that's another major initiative which we are doing and trying to give back to the community.
So as your company expands, as Blu Smart expands, how do you strike a right balance between the aggressive growth and also maintaining profitability? And if you can share any challenges or any case studies with us.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a million or $1 billion question which all startups face. You have to see, we are in a business which is a business of network effect. So for example, when I was operating with 70 cars, the distance which my driver had to go to pick up a customer used to be upwards of 10 kilometers on average. Today with 8,000 plus cars and more than 6,000 in Delhi, it has come down to less than around 3 odd kilometers. So that means I am able to do more trips in per car per day because I am spending lesser dry run when I am adding more and more cars. So initially we were also working in a scheduled model where people had to schedule in advance. Today we also also do insta-hail in at least in NCR majorly, so almost 25% of our rides are also insta-hail rides. So as we scale, these things will start kicking in, so you get the benefits of scale. So scaling actually helps you get to better unit economics, but at the same time, what is very important for us is to hit certain metrics. So let's say today if I'm operating at 6,000 something cars in Delhi, I would have some metrics in mind that this is the revenue or the cost metrics that I need to hit. Until I hit that, I don't scale any further. So scaling helps, but you need to be, you cannot depend on scaling alone to grow. You need to build your own optimizations as you scale.
Talking about technology, how does having a strong technology partner play a crucial role in your success?
I mean, see, Blu Smart is a consumer tech brand. We have built our own grounds up technology stack. So one of the key innovations that we have done is when you are running EVs, there is always a range anxiety. So our drivers don't have to think about where they are going to charge.
Yeah.
As soon as the cars run at low SOCs, they get assigned a trip to the nearest charging station that go here and charge. Now all of this works on the back of connected infra. So all our chargers today are connected and talking to our servers in real time. We have all our cars which are also connected, and they are transmitting data, and we are building ML models on top of that. There's a lot of real time computations which are happening, and this is where we definitely depend on strong technology partners. So all our cloud infra is, for example, set up on AWS. Redis is a lot of our real time calculations are happening in memory on Redis. So having strong technology partners in our journey is definitely very, very important.
Yeah, you just talked about Redis. So where did Redis come into play? If you can sort of elaborate that picture with us.
Key ingredient in our technology is our ride matching algorithm. So Blu Smart today has perfected scheduling like nobody else in the industry. 97% of our rides are on time, and we are talking of road traffic. So having a 97% on-time delivery in this scenario where there is massive traffic on the road, it can rain anytime. This becomes very, it's very complex, very difficult. You need to do a lot of real-time calculations along the way. There are a lot of data which you are accessing real-time, and you are doing rapid calculations extremely real-time, and this is where having a solution like Redis, which you can rely on, to do faultless real-time calculations, state management, all of these things, that is where a solution like Redis becomes very, very important to build this entire technology base upon.
As we are wrapping up this conversation, Rishabh, I'm very intrigued to know what next, like what new technological advancements are you looking to sort of explore at Blu Smart?
So many things, today we have very strong, we're using ML very rapidly in a lot of our systems. So for example, we have a real-time traffic index calculation that's again machine learning model based. So that's something which we are trying to improve even further. We're also working on our pricing and discounting models to include more real-time machine learning into it. We are changing our, so in this ride matching space, you work on maps, so we have maps of entire cities. We break it down into operational regions. So when we started, we had like entire Delhi NCR was broken into 3 or 4 operational regions. Then as we scaled, that 3 or 4 became 30, 40, 50. Today we are talking of dividing the entire city into extremely small squares, so we are talking of breaking the entire city into 50 by 50 meter square, where and everything, your entire ride matching, your slots, your supply pattern, your express ride availability, your pricing starts working in this small geography. So that's something which we are currently working on, and that's going to be a big game changer for us in the coming few months as we scale.
All right, Rishabh, thank you so much. It was an incredible and a thought-provoking conversation with you. Thank you for answering all our questions, to be honest, and thank you so much for being a part of this show.
Thank you, Himanshi.
And now let's keep the momentum going as we meet another brilliant mind crafting this technical backbone of this transformation here at Blu Smart. Want to know who it is? Join me. just had a lovely conversation with Rishabh Sood exploring incredible insights into leadership and innovation. Joining me now is Vipul Jain, AVP Cloud Infrastructure and DevOps at Blu Smart, who will take us through these technical brilliance driving these groundbreaking solutions. Now Vipul, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Himanshi, for having me here.
All right, to kick things off, Vipul, let's talk about innovation. How has the combination of both Redis and AWS supported your ability to innovate?
So at Blu Smart, we are growing quickly, expanding into new cities and handling more rides every day. The scalability of AWS and Redis combined with Redis Enterprise has been a perfect match for us. AWS scales our underlying infrastructure horizontally across the regions, while Redis Enterprise with its auto sharding and active replication features ensures that as we scale, we don't compromise on availability or performance. So for example, during peak hours, Redis handles tens of thousands of requests per second, whereas AWS ensures that our compute and storage scales on the fly. So together they allow us to innovate without us worrying about hitting the limits.
So can you take us through the architecture of Blu Smart's platform with a special focus on how Redis is integrated into state management and real-time data solutions?
At a high level, our architecture is built on microservices model deployed on Kubernetes for scalability and reliability. Our services interact with Redis Enterprise as backbone for fast data access, state management, and real-time event handling. Redis Enterprise is the single source of truth for dynamic state management, particularly for drivers and rides. Every driver state, whether it's available, on-prep, charging, offline, is stored in Redis hashes. This ensures that our backend services can instantly update and query driver availability. We use Redis for session management, storing riders' authentication tokens and on-trip data in memory to keep the interactions smooth and secure. For example, when a rider requests a trip, Redis is queried in real time to find the nearest matching driver for this particular trip. The state transition from available to on trip happens instantly, and this gets propagated across services instantly. So Redis geospatial indexing is a key for finding the nearest EV to a particular rider. When a ride request comes in, driver proximity along with additional parameters like traffic and battery health is calculated. This query happens in milliseconds so that riders could get the fastest response.
All right, thank you so much, Vipul, for that answer. But how did moving to Redis help you in terms of performance and reliability?
So moving to Redis has been a transformative step for Blu Smart. So our platform essentially handles real-time ride-hailing operations at massive scale. So we wanted a solution that could handle scale as well as low latency demands while being reliable under the peak conditions. And Redis has delivered on all the fronts.
All right, Vipul, so this was about performance and reliability. But how do you sort of measure success with Redis?
So at Blu Smart, we rely on measurable outcomes. With Redis Enterprise adoption, I could segregate it into 4 different areas. So latency, scalability, reliability, and I would say next is developer happiness. So Redis Enterprise provides sub-millisecond response times, which helps us to speed up our operations and booking speed. So making sure that as soon as a ride request comes, it gets matched instantly to the nearest available driver. The second part is the scalability. With auto sharding feature of Redis Enterprise, we make sure that as traffic grows and as we get more requests, our infrastructure scales out horizontally across different nodes to serve that request without any impact on performance. The third is the reliability with the active replication and automatic failover. So Redis has an uptime of 99.99% because of its active replication and automatic failover property. So even if a node gets impacted, it can be recovered in real time and there is no loss of data. And fourth point, Redis has had a massive impact on our developers because of its simplicity, its intuitive commands, its versatile data structures, our team spends less time grappling with infrastructure and more time building features.
Alright, so as we are moving towards the end of the conversation, Vipul, so you talked about a lot of technicalities. But if I ask, what are those lessons from the BluSmart's journey that you think can inspire the companies who are looking to innovate in this space?
So here are the 3 lessons that any company, especially in sustainability space, can take from our experience. So real-time data drives real-time impact. Second is make sustainability visible. The third is scale with simplicity and resilience.
Alright, thank you so much for sharing those lessons with us, Vipul, and thank you so much for joining us for this conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much.
As we wrap up this special episode, it is clear that BluSmart is not just redefining green transportation, but it is also setting benchmarks in innovation, community impact and customer-centric solutions. A big thank you to Vipul and Rishabh for joining us and sharing their inspiring journeys and groundbreaking strategies.